Hi boys and girls, it's Melissa. Today I'm in Beaufort, South Carolina at Hunting Island State Park. This is actually the most visited park in the state of South Carolina, and there's a ton of history here. So today's lesson, we're going to go exploring and learn the history of this beautiful island. All right, let's go have some fun. All right, boys and girls, we've made it inside Hunting Island State Park in Beaufort, South Carolina. And Beaufort is actually the second oldest city in South Carolina. Historically, cities or towns that were right along the coast, like we are now, are the oldest cities in the country. And that is because before you had cars or trains, the way you got around was by a ship or a boat. And so these coastal towns are hundreds and hundreds of years old because people from other countries would travel in a ship or boat to get here. It's also very important to have coastal towns because it helps with importing and exporting goods and supplies that are needed. So when we import something, we're bringing goods or supplies into our country, and when we're exporting, we're taking goods or supplies out to other countries. So that is why Beaufort is one of the oldest cities in South Carolina, and why historically coastal towns are going to be among the oldest towns in a state or country. All right, we have made it to the lighthouse on Hunting Island. And Hunting Island is actually a barrier island in addition to being a state park. A barrier island refers to a long, broad, sandy island that runs parallel to a shore. And Hunting Island is known in particular for its 19th century lighthouse. So we're going to go learn some more facts about this famous lighthouse and how it came to be here on Hunting Island. Let's go. All right, so I am standing on the spot where the lighthouse keeper's home used to be. Now the lighthouse keeper would live here with his family, and it would be where the children would play, the parents would chop firewood, hang their laundry, they would tend to their vegetable garden, and the lighthouse keeper also had to make sure that the lighthouse was in good running order. So there were two main reasons that a lighthouse was built. Two things it was used for. The first was to warn sailors of impending danger out on the sea. So anything that could cause the ship to be damaged or even wreck, the lighthouse was used as a warning signal, and it also provided light to guide sailors into the harbor so they could safely move the ship in onto the shore. So this is where the lighthouse keeper's house originally was. We're going to learn a couple more facts about the lighthouse while we're here on Hunting Island. All right, here are a couple interesting facts about the lighthouse. This is not actually the original lighthouse that was built on this island. The original one was built in the 1850s, and it was later destroyed by Confederate armies during the Civil War. This one began to be put together in 1873. It was finished in 1875, and 14 years later, they had to dismantle it or take pieces of it down and move it here to this location in 1889, and then begin putting it back together or constructing it back together. So the original lighthouses, the earliest ones from hundreds of years ago, began with being burnt with wood. So they'd build a fire, they'd throw wood on it. That led to later them using coal. And then after the coal, it would be the oil burning lamps, and eventually it became a light that used a lens with a reflector. So I actually have a really cool little artifact for you from this lighthouse. I have a piece of the original stairs from this lighthouse, and this is made of cast iron. So this is a piece from the stairs. There's not actually allowed any visitors in it right now because it is falling apart. So they're having to fix that and replace it and make it strong and sturdy again. So it's really cool to be here and be part of this little historical place on Hunting Island. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've learned a lot and had fun while you're doing it. See you next time.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please tell us in the comments below, and be sure to hit the subscribe button to see more. Also, follow us on Facebook and Instagram.